Hello, you beautiful nerds. I just watched this cool series that is blacker, gayer, and just way cooler than your favorite anime. Actually, that's me. I'm sure your favorite anime is fine. But I'm geeking so hard over this show and I just want to gush over it with you guys for a bit. So you want to get high and watch cartoons? I thought you did. Let's smoke some beer and drink some weed.
Strike that. Reverse it.
And let's have a chat about... But first, a prelude. In the year of our Lord 2015, storyboard artist Rad Seacrest created a webcomic called Kipo on the second day of Black History Month. It got a fair amount of online praise for its style, originality, and the obviously adorable aesthetic of the characters. Then back in June 2019, it was announced that the webcomic would be getting its very own Netflix anime series to be released in 2020. I know there's a big debate of what is and isn't anime, and I hear that, and I just want you to know,
I don't give a fuck!
It's made in a Korean animation studio. It looks like an anime. It's an anime. So is Boondocks. So is fucking Avatar. Anyway, then in January of 2020, we got the premiere of the first season of Kipo. Then in June, we got the second season. Then in October, we got the third season? Wait, what? The creator said when they sold all 3 seasons to Netflix, they assumed they were gonna come out 1 year at a time like normal. Seems like they reacted like the guys in charge of the Harley Quinn series and they decided to just release all their seasons this year while people were thirsty for content. Either way, now that we have our shiny new webcomic turned Netflix anime, is it any good? Yeah. It's really fucking good. The premise of the show is pretty cute. The show takes place 200 years in the future and follows a 13-year-old girl named Kipo who has lived her entire life underground. The series starts with Kipo being thrust into the surface world, which is very weird now.
On the surface world.
Luckily, she meets a few friendly surface humans who agree to help her on her quest to find her missing father. The first thing I noticed was how creative the world building is. This series filled the Finn and Jake shaped hole in my heart that Adventure Time left behind. Though we still have Distant Lands. You guys want me to talk about Distant Lands? Would that be cool? You guys think I'm cool? Can I tell my mom I have friends now? Kipo does actually feel like a combination of Adventure Time and Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt with the animation style of the Boondocks. Speaking of, the second thing I noticed about Kipo is how black the show is. All the main characters are black or mixed, or a mutant bug thing. But he's voiced by Dion Cole, so... still black. As much as nerdy black kids are fanatics about anime, we're rarely shown the same love by having any sort of representation in the genre. And don't bring up Mr. Popo. The music is very black too. I've mentioned before how pop songs uses non-diegetic music kind of annoys me, but it doesn't really bother me in this show for some reason. Probably because I don't actually know any of these songs. Like, they're not ultra popular. Also because the score for the whole series is very similar. All the regular background music also has a lo-fi hip-hop trap vibe. So when they play a real song in the show, it's not super distracting. Let's talk about the main characters for a sec. Wolf is an incredibly tragic character. After her introduction, I immediately thought, whoa, is this like a demented Finn the human? But after a few episodes, I realized that yeah, that's totally who she is. She's just as serious and defensive as you would assume from a kid who's lived on her own in a dangerous world since she was 4 years old. And when we as an audience find out exactly why she has trust issues, specifically with wolves, you understand the character that much more and your heart just breaks for the kid. Her friendship with Kipo is beautifully written too. Kipo has spent her whole life sheltered from anything that may cause her any harm. There's a reason for that, but I'm not gonna get into it. It's kind of spoilery. Just watch the show. And Wolf has spent most of her life on guard because everything in this world is trying to kill and eat her. With that clash of character, they end up learning a lot from each other. It also makes for some pretty hysterical interactions.
Fine, I'll just go this way instead.
Really? You're just gonna walk right into Death Ivy?
Benson is such a fun-loving and whimsical character. He's like the opposite of Wolf. They both grew up on the surface without their parents, but Benson has still found a way to enjoy life. Probably because he's had Dave by his side to keep him grounded. Kind of like how Finn has Jake. But Benson's character shows that humans can still survive in a dangerous world without losing their humanity. I love the inclusion of LGBT characters like Benson and Troy. There aren't a whole bunch of all-ages TV shows out there that have gay characters, which is really fucking weird when you think about it. This diverse cast just makes the world that much more realistic. Not that the show is going for realness, but anytime I see a show that doesn't have any black, brown, or gay people, it just makes me wonder what town the creator grew up in. Well, did you grow up in Whiteville?
First of all, I'm not from Whiteville. I'm from Whitehaven, and it's not as nice as it sounds.
Kipo?
Kipo.
Kipo. Kipo.
Kipo. Kipo. Kipo.
Kipo is such an incredible character. Because she was raised underground by a super scientist, the girl is crazy smart. She's also empathetic, supportive, and trusting. She believes there is good in all creatures and is constantly surprised surprising everyone she runs into because she doesn't accept the way things are. Because the way things are fucked up. Her ability to see good in others inspires the people around her. Mutant by mutant, human by human, Kipo shows the surface world how miserable they really are, and how great everything could be if everyone made decisions based on compassion and love instead of bigotry and hate.
It takes a long time to realize how truly miserable you are, and even longer to see that it doesn't have to be that way.
That's not from the show, but I just liked that clip and I thought it was relevant. No villain thinks they're the villain. They're the hero of their own story, unless they're like a super one-dimensional character.
I like being bad. It makes me happy.
Every villain has a motivation for their actions, no matter how heinous. Kipo sees the good in everyone, so she has no problem trying to figure out what those motivations are.
Guys, more mutes. Are these ones friendly or unfriendly?
There's an entire army of them, packing axes. What do you think?
Unfriendly. Got it.
Sometimes in shows with an ensemble cast and a vast world, the main character can occasionally be the least interesting character, but every character is really interesting, including Kipo. Kipo is not only a strong, interesting, compelling character, she's actually really fucking funny. She's a lot like Aang or Wonder Woman in the sense that all she knows is what's right and good, and she doesn't know how to compromise her morality like the rest of us have. I thought Kipo in the Age of the Wonderbeasts was pretty damn good on the whole. This show gets surprisingly deep sometimes. It touches on subjects like racism, emotional abuse, mental health, and even bipartisanship. It's genuinely funny, remarkably touching, and absolutely cool as fuck. I'm glad I live in an age where there's a black cartoon created by black.
Hi, I'm Rod Seacrest, creator and executive producer of Kipo and the Age of Wonderbeasts.
Shit, never mind. Whatever, it's still good. My ranking, I loved it. Give me some more gay black cartoons. Before you go, I just want to say thanks for watching, and don't forget to leave a like. You guys have been super positive, and I appreciate all of the comments.
Black feminist. This review is pretty gay, but I'm not meaning it in the same.
Man, did this dude just did this?
I may sound silly when I say it, but this is actually a safe place for nerds to talk about nerd shit, not to belittle one another or tear each other down. So with all that being said, stay safe, my little timber cats, and may the force be with you.